For other people with a similar name, see William Daly. Bill Daly is an American comedian and dramatic actor, and a veteran of many television sitcoms. He is best known for playing astronaut Roger Healey on I Dream of Jeannie and commercial airline navigator Howard Borden on The Bob Newhart Show. Early life and career: Daly's father died when Bill was young, and he was raised by his mother and other family members. In 1939, Daly and his family moved to Chicago, where he spent the rest of his youth. Upon leaving Lane Technical High School, Daly left home to try to carve out a life as a musician, playing bass with jazz bands in numerous clubs across the Midwest. Daly was drafted into the United States Army and served in the Korean War with an artillery unit, later being transferred to an entertainment unit. It was in his traveling musician days that Daly began performing stand-up and gradually began playing some of the bigger clubs in the country. After graduating from the Goodman Theatre School, Daly worked for the NBC television station in Chicago, WMAQ, as an announcer and floor manager. He eventually became a staff director. Daly stated that preparing for a Chicago area Emmy Award telecast, he asked a young Bob Newhart to come up with a routine about press agents, which resulted in the routine Abe Lincoln vs. Madison Avenue. Television roles: Daly played guest spots on My Mother the Car, The Farmer's Daughter and Bewitched. Veteran sitcom writer Sidney Sheldon noticed Daly and hired him for a supporting role on I Dream of Jeannie. The part on Jeannie was that of a United States Army test pilot, Roger Healey, best friend of Larry Hagman's Tony Nelson. While Daly enjoyed his work on Jeannie, Hagman decidedly did not. Daly was witness to multiple Hagman tantrums on the set, but he and Barbara Eden stood behind Hagman, citing a substance problem and the progressively poorer scripts in Jeannie as the source of Hagman's fits. In 1972, 2 years after Jeannie was cancelled, Daly was back at work and back in another aviator's uniform, in what is perhaps his signature role, Howard Borden in The Bob Newhart Show. Borden, a commercial airline navigator who later became a co-pilot, lived across the hall from Bob Newhart's Bob Hartley character, and would frequently pop into the Hartleys' apartment to borrow things, mooch a meal, or have the Hartleys take care of his son when he had custody of him. Daly would also occasionally serve as a panelist on the 1970s CBS game show The Match Game. After Richard Dawson's departure, Daly was a semi-regular for the final 3 years of the show's CBS and syndicated run. For the 2 years that followed The Bob Newhart Show, Daly returned to stand-up, but in 1980, after years of making a living as a second banana, Daly was offered his own show. Called Small and Fry, the show featured Daly as a neurotic doctor. It lasted only 3 months before being cancelled. In 1988, Daly tried his hand again at starring roles, this time as another doctor on the sitcom Starting from Scratch. It fared only mildly better than Fry, and was cancelled after 1 season. Daly's most notable post-Newhart role was another supporting one, that of Larry the psychiatrist on the cult favorite ALF. Jack Riley appeared as one of his patients, unnamed but clearly reprising Elliot Carlin from The Bob Newhart Show. ALF also claimed to have learned all he knew about psychology from watching the earlier series. During the 1980s-1990s, Daly reprised his I Dream of Jeannie role of Roger Healey in 2 made-for-TV reunion movies, I Dream of Jeannie. 15 years later and I Still Dream of Jeannie. In 1990, he reunited with Bob Newhart as a new, overbearing neighbor in the Newhart episode Good Neighbor Sam. Also in 1991, he reprised the role of Howard Borden in The Bob Newhart Show, 19th Anniversary, which aired in February of that year. In 1997, he was a guest star on Caroline in the City. In 1987, he was named director of the New Mexico Film Commission. Personal life: Daly married his first wife, Patricia Anderson, in 1949. In 1976, the couple divorced. Daly has 2 adopted children, a son, Patrick, and a daughter, Kimberly. His son is a key grip and stunt pilot in Hollywood, and his daughter is a retired teacher in Colorado. In 1980 he married Vivian Sanchez, with whom he traveled on the road performing Lover's Leap for 2 years, and with whom he had 1 child, Becca. He later divorced Sanchez. In 1993, he married Becky Daly. The couple remained together until her death in 2010. Though retired, he still does some comedy and the occasional TV guest appearances. From 2006 to February 2009, he was a guest host on radio station KBQI 107.9 in Albuquerque on Thursday mornings. See also, Biography Portal. References, Notes. External links: Bill Daly at the Internet Movie Database, Bill Daly interview video at the Archive of American Television.